Rise and shine, beloved, rise and shine. Great grand rising, great grand rising. Come on in, y'all. Come on in. Let me pull Facebook up over here. Take this moment, tag your friends, tag your family members. Let them know Spiritual Success TV is live. All right. And with that being said, we are here. We are here. Let me throw a great grand rising up here. Let's go, y'all. Let's go. I'm so excited. Yes, we're here. Okay. Come on in, come on in. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you're here. And let's do what we do over here. Thank you for joining Spiritual Success TV Live. This is Ilona Sanders. Thank you for connecting today where we are lighting the way to help you create a clear path forward on your spiritual journey. I am dedicated to delivering personal and spiritual empowerment that will be the catalyst for true transformation in your life. Great Grand Rising, Brian, been praying for you. I missed you the last few weeks, but I know you've been about your business. All right, with that being said, beloved, let's take 1 minute. Let's do what we do over here. Let's activate the success mind. We're going to go ahead and sit with our feet flat, back straight. Place a hand on your heart. You want to start training your subconscious mind that immediately when you put this hand on your heart, you're ready to calm down. You're ready to come present. You're ready to focus. With that being said, take a good healing deep breath in through the nostrils fully. Fill up those lungs and exhale slowly and completely through the mouth. Allowing the skin over your scalp. Come on, stay with me, follow me, lock in here. Allow the skin over your scalp to relax. That starts pulling your face down. Allow the tongue in your mouth to relax. That starts pulling down your whole nervous system. Drop those shoulders down from your ear. What are we doing, Dr. E? Setting you up to win. Deep breath in and relax. Arms, fingers, torso, core cell, thighs, legs, feet, toes. Let everything relax and then come present and turn the focus inward. Turn that focus inward to the rich inner life, the kingdom that dwells within, the thick darkness where God says, I dwell. Deep breath in and exhale. Relax deeper. Let's just stir the heart of gratitude. So thankful, so grateful. Come on, talk back to me, beloved. Tell me something that you are grateful for. I am grateful for a brand new day, a brand new month. Hello, September. We are here. Come on, one thing that you are truly heartfelt grateful for. Heartfelt grateful. I'm grateful that I am here. I am sincerely thankful and grateful that I get to come here and be with you guys and we create this sacred container. All right. So normally in my community, the first week of the month, this starts a new month. I usually release the prophetic word for the month, release the trajectory for the month, but we have so much to cover. And yes. Thank you. What did you say? Yes, that's beautiful. Yes, that is a beautiful thing. And the more you detox and deconstruct and deprogram all of the things that kept you in a place of not loving yourself, doubting yourself, that's the more power you're going to have. Great Grand Rising, Reese, thanks for joining us live. Yes, we're just taking a moment. One thing you're truly grateful for today. Come on, talk back to me. One thing you're truly grateful for. I'm all about helping you guys just release all the old stuff that kept you in bondage and blocked and institute new mindsets. Let me get some tea. All right, let's go. We got a lot to cover today. Yes. Grateful for growth and transition. All right. When I wrote to the general community over the weekend, as I was meditating this week, I was instructed to go just a little deeper with the subject that we were talking about last week when we asked the question, are you ready to create miracles? And then we landed on the first thing that was a caution that came through to us prophetically. And Spirit was saying to tell the people they have to release loyalty to the past. So we want to dig in just a little deeper. Yes, I'm grateful for life and the ability to. Y'all just gonna make me cry. Oh my gosh. That is it, honey. That is it. The ability to create reality daily. So we're going to take a deep dive. And I want you guys, I'm going to put the link up later, but I'm telling you, I want you to come on and walk through the last quarter with me. We're going to spend about 8 weeks really just getting my hands on you. I was instructed to just really put my hands on you and just support you and undergird you. We're going to spend 8 weeks together. And I'm getting us a whole fresh download that I have gotten on how to present these tools and techniques so that you can get results quick. Is anybody ready to accelerate and get lasting results? I'm not talking about a blow on you, lay hands on you, spin around 3 times, and then when you leave the atmosphere of all of that grace, you have no power to sustain it. But now it's time for you to become a true champion. Can somebody talk to me and say, I am a champion? I am the master. I am the miracle worker. Whichever one reaches out to you, I am a champion. I am the master. I am the miracle worker. Yes, yes, yes. I'm even the magician because I work magic in my life every day. And I said that purposely because that's a part of some of that old fear-based programming that you have to release. And I don't have time to dig all into the etymology of that word. Don't be afraid of the word magic, honey, because you work magic every day. Every day when you create miracles as a spiritual alchemist. All right. So we want to go deeper today. And when I wrote to the general community, I said this, right? Looking at the email, your perception, you know this, but I want this to get embodied. Your perception plays a major role in your ability to receive what you desire to create. It's all about me. Come on, put your hand on your heart and say, it's all about me. It's all about me, right? We're not victims over here. We're not blaming anyone or anything. We're taking 100% responsibility for our success. It's all about me. It's all about this power that I have, right? So the word that I was instructed to release last week was to not hold on to the past. Release the loyalty that you have to the past. This is the trap I don't want you to fall into, as so many other people have over the years of ministry and coaching and mentoring. And I love the work that I do as a mentor coach more than I did even in the pastoral arena, for many reasons. But number one, I love having the opportunity to work with people one-on-one and in small groups where you can talk back, where you can ask questions, where you can get a deeper understanding, where you can get a personalized impartation just for yourself. Sunday morning as pastor, we're up speaking, and you know the environment wasn't conducive for exchange, right? For asking questions. And we've talked about this many times, right? Even sometimes you could have been in environments where your questions were not even welcome, especially if your questions were outside of the box of what they were trying to keep you in. But that's why I love working one-on-one, because it's all about you. It's all about, as you hear these principles and you hear these teachings, it's all about when you start eating it and digesting it, the things that happen to you in response, because everyone is different. What may trigger you, what may be buried deep in your nervous system, in your cellular system, is unique to you and your experiences and your trauma and your drama. And so being able to work with people one-on-one and said, this is what I came up against. I heard you when you said, and when I went to do the transformation assignment, this is what came up, or I had a lot of resistance. I couldn't even get through it. All of that we have to begin to work through. That's why I love this work, because this is not about a breathe on me, blow on me, spin around 3 times, and now I never have to worry about anything again. Even though we don't worry about anything, we're in the business of creating masters, champions, right? Okay. So I don't want you to fall into the trap that so many people have fallen into as I coached and mentored, where they were so loyal to the past. I mean, they were fighting to keep the past alive. I'm talking about the past with all the negative stories, with all the disappointment, with all the resentment and the bitterness and the anguish and they fight to hold on to it. Now, watch, this is what we do. This is all about awareness, right? Being aware of yourself, how you operate, how you respond, how you react, how you talk to yourself. What are you hearing going on the inside of you? All of that, when you become aware of it, that's the first step on our spiritual success path, because that's your key to freedom. Because so many people still, in all of this talk about being woke, there is still too many people who think they're woke, but they're still asleep. Because if you have spirituality, and some folks are still steeped in religion, but you don't have the ability to transform your life, to change your reality, then you're still sleeping. You have not awakened yet, right? And so I remember even when they asked the Buddha if you were familiar with that teaching and how he was so interested in the sufferings of people and what made people suffer. And as he went through his own path and came to enlightenment, he simply said these words, I am awake. I am awake. Can somebody talk back to me if you truly are awake? Meaning you can clearly see you have woke up from that dream, that nightmare, that illusion that you lived in for years, calling it your life, calling it your personality, calling it just who I am. If you're awake, talk back to me and say, I am awake. I am awake, right? So as we continue to move and go on, I don't want you to fall into the trap. I want you to catch yourself, beloved. I want you to catch yourself. I want you to catch yourself. Yes, I love the all caps. Yes, shout that thing. I am awake. Yes. I want you to catch yourself, beloved, when you start romanticizing the past. This is the trap I don't want you to fall into. I don't want you to romanticize the past, because that's part of the ego mind. What the ego mind will do very well is to take an instance from the past that you think was good, that you think was okay, and you start romanticizing it. You make it more than what it was. And the truth be told, this is the truth. This is a little deep for some of y'all, but it's the truth. Trust me. You don't even remember the past the way you think that you remember it in your mind. Even the good past. You've heard the story where people say, where they had broke up with somebody and they're no longer together. And in their mind, they're romanticizing that relationship and who that person was. And then they happen to roll up on them a few years later and see, my God, they were busted. They were this, they were that, or the other. Because we romanticize the past. I went back to Brooklyn, Reese, maybe. It was during Charlie Joe's homegoing, when I went to do his eulogy for Charlie Joe's homegoing. And I had Lisa drive me around my old neighborhood that I grew up with. I went to see the house that I owned in New York. And when I went to my childhood home, 7-Eleven, It was so small in my mind. Oh my, because I hadn't seen it, like, let's say it's been more than 20 years since the last time I even went past there. And I think 20 years ago, I just drove past New Lots Avenue and looked up the street. For all my New Yorkers and Brooklynites, you know what I'm talking about, Reese. I just looked up the street. But this time we actually drove down the street where I was able to pass the house and look at the house. We call it a stoop in New York, the stoop. That in my mind, it was so large and so huge. And even the way I remember the windows in the house, they were so large. And when I went past it, I was like, that stoop is not, it was like this big. Well, you know, that's New York. You're not getting a whole bunch of prime real estate in New York, even though it was a beautiful 2-family home with full basement that my mother owned, and she owned a four-unit house next to that, right? 707. And when I went, my whole point is, in my mind, I was thinking of this as this big grand place, because at the age of 10, 12, 14, when I was growing up there, to me, it was big. It was huge. I'm saying all of that to say the past is not even how you remember it, right? It's not. And so this is why it's dangerous, right? Right. And your memories are so big. Exactly. But when you go and look at it, even with dealing with people, it's not what you think. So I want you to really put this in your notes. My memory is not what I think it is. What you think and you're remembering, you're really not remembering. So we don't want to get stuck memorizing and romanticizing the past, number one. Number two, and don't convince yourself that the past is 100% true and will repeat itself. So in our spiritual sex community, when we did the whole lesson on the shadow self versus the God self, and right, we embrace the shadow self. We don't do warfare over here. We're not rebuking demons. We're not casting out devils. We don't look at ourselves in that term, because that's going to always keep you thinking something's wrong with you. Something got a hold of you. Somebody's doing something to you. And until you can separate and divorce yourself from that, you'll always be a victim and you'll always be powerless. So we're not in warfare. It's a whole new way we do deliverance over here, right? It's not about casting out a devil or identifying a demon. But we understand the shadow self. We understand the personality and the persona that you created, and whatever energies you invited to help you cope as you go through life, right? So that's not a demon to be rebuked. We embrace the shadow self, but we understand how to put the shadow self in its place, thank it for what it's done, for how it has kept you, supported you, kept you alive, even if you were doing crazy stuff, even if you was just living crazy. Y'all make it make sense to you. Even if you are living crazy, your shadow self was helping you to cope. It was helping to keep you alive. But now that we have gone through awareness, and there's 7 levels in that, and we're on the next dimension, awakening, where you start waking up. Awakening has to do with you understanding your God self. This is why we use new language, different language, because you must be empowered. Now we say to the shadow self, thank you. I appreciate you. But this is what I'm doing now, right? So when you look at your shadow self, I don't want you to convince yourself that the past is 100% true and will repeat itself. Will repeat itself. And I'm going to tell you exactly what I mean by that, right? Lessons learned. Just where we're going. Yep. My memories are not always as things really are. True. Perception changes as we grow through life experiences. So true. Exactly where we're going today, right? So this is what I want you to be aware of, because your shadow self has a voice. It has a feeling. It has an energy to it. It has a mantra, something it repeats to you over and over and over again. Yes, I've learned recently that I have to be cognizant and not giving life to the negative things of the past by speaking things like it happened to me then, so it's going to happen again. That's exactly, y'all are on it. Y'all are on it. Yes, Brian, you are on it. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's where I was going, because there are going to be voices from your shadow self that wants to tell you, because you experienced that negativity in the past. Remember last week I told you the past don't have anything new to tell you. It's going to try to convince you that that's the outcome you're going to have this time, right? And so one of the things that I had to deal with and still do, because energy management is something that you do every day. In our community, we learn how to manage our nervous system. All of this plays a part in you being able to make right decisions and stay conscious, right? We manage our nervous system. We manage our mindset, and we come out of that mindset misery. That's the first level of your deliverance, your freedom, is to learn how to identify the mindset misery that has you locked down in the dimension of I can't, it won't, what happened, why won't it, how come this happens for me and everybody else seems to be doing it. One of the things that my shadow self tries to tell me, it tries to bring age into the picture, and I know age is nothing but a number. And it asked me the question, do you really think you're going to be able to experience something totally different when you've experienced this all your life pretty much? And I had to say, of course, if you're going to be a true spiritual alchemist, and that is changing and shifting from one state, literally from one state, one level of conscious awareness to another, as we go through the whole 8 weeks together about learning how to create new frequencies, because it's the frequencies that's going to create the new reality. And we have to learn how to do that, right? So that we can reset our lives. Really, we're going to hit the reset button. But the first thing that we have to do is recognize how the ego mind, flesh mind, carnal mind brings up references of what happened in the past every time it's time to do something. So as Brian said, you have to stay so cognizant, aware, coming into that divine awareness every single day. You have to be aware of you, what you think and what you feeling. And then when it's time to go forward, no matter what it is you say that you desire, your mind is going to try to tell you you're just going to get more of what you had. You've been here before. You've tried that before. But what did I say last week? This time, God, I thank you. This time is not like any other time. Y'all talk back to me. I want you to be convinced of that, right? Come on. Great Grand Rising, Anthony Wonderland, thank you for joining us live. I want you to be convinced of that. Come on, say it with conviction. This time is not like any other time. It may look similar. It may have some of the same similar components, but it's not the same because I'm not the same, right? And this is how we have to begin to allow ourselves not to let the past try to bogart and hold you hostage into thinking that nothing's going to change again. Not only that, there is only one reason, I want you to hear this, one reason that you should look to the past. And that is when it's time to lift yourself up and propel yourself forward. In other words, you want to tap into evidence that you got out of it then, you'll get out of it again. You had divine provision then, you have divine provision now, right? That's the only time you want to look back, is when you want to get evidence of victory, evidence of success, evidence that you are loved. Somebody type evidence, evidence, evidence. You remember the late Apostle Frederick Price, his television show that he would come on every Sunday. You know, the song would come on and say, evidence, evidence. Does your life show enough evidence? Evidence. What does your life say? So as we do this, right, a good indication of what your life is saying, beloved, is what's in your reality. When you look in your reality, come on, I have told you this so many times. Yes, Brian, shout it. I've told you guys so many times, your outward appearance, your outward environment is a reflection of what's going on inside of you. See, this is how you start coming into power. This is why our number one spiritual success principle is that I won't blame anyone or anything until you stop blaming someone else for what you are experiencing. You're still a victim. You're still giving away your power, right? You're still giving it away. Yes, evidence, evidence, evidence. My divine reminder that I am an overcomer. Yes, 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 yes. You are an overcomer. Absolutely. So, does your life show enough evidence? I look around all the time and I look at what I am manifesting. And if I see something that I don't like, then I ask myself the question. I ask myself the question, why are you allowing this? Because, beloved, everything that's going on in your life, you are allowing it. Yes, you. You see, what the church did, what religion did, is that it caused us to always look out and blame something, especially a demon or a devil. That's why in our community, we have graduated, we have elevated and transcended the level of always looking and thinking it's a demon, it's a devil, it's a witch, it's a warlock, it's my husband, it's my wife, it's my boss, it's my children, it's the job, it's this. Beloved, as long as you are still looking outside of yourself and blaming someone else or something else for your experiences, you're still a victim. See? So in our community, that's why our first stop awareness and our first stop inwardly is to start connecting God to being within you. That's huge. I can't tell you how much I've had to work with my sisters and brothers coming away from religion to be able to accept the fact that God lives in them. Even though we say it, even though we preach it and teach it, we have to work to get people to stop thinking of God as a man on a throne millions and trillions of miles away up in heaven, but knowing everything that is without is within. This is how you start coming into real power. Because when you leave here and you go home and you stand before the judgment seat of Christ, right, as the biblications say, and then God say to you, I gave you everything you needed, all things that pertain to life and godliness. I gave you all power and authority over everything in the 3D realm. Why didn't you get your assignment done? Why didn't you come into your God self? You have to answer for that, beloved. All right. Oh my gosh, my time is up. So let me see if I can even get to one point today. So listen, for this word to be effective and to start clearing out blockages of your past negative experiences, I can't stress this enough. You've got to stop it. I just feel this so strong. You've got to stop always talking about the past. What happened 100 years ago? What happened 50 years ago, right? What happened, yes, Anthony, evidence. What happened last year? You're telling the same story over and over and over again, and you wonder why things are not changing? Because you cannot do anything by complaining. We're going to take a deep dive into that in class, into the etymology, into all the things that come out. But for now, just know that's a clear blocker. If you're complaining, listening to other people complain, and some people are chronic complainers, they complain all their life. They can't even hear themselves complaining anymore, right? They can't even hear themselves complaining. And so, and then they love how it feels when they complain. And I'll never remember, I brought this up to one person, y'all know, very gently, very easy, but it had to be brought up. But they want to complain so much. They literally pretty much stopped talking to me after that because they knew that they could not complain in my ear like that anymore. And when you make excuses like this, everybody else can say what they want to say, but when it's time for me to talk, I'm complaining. That is a red flag right there. Do you hear me? That is a red flag right there. When we live in the past, Brian says, we have no. Come on now. We are ignoring the things in the present and neglecting our ability to create the expected end or the future we have hoped for. Absolutely. Truth. Truth, truth, truth. That is the danger of living in the past. Because where is the place of power? The present moment. The present moment. So number one, let me try to get through this quickly. This is how you're going. These are things that you have to consider in order to be able to start clearing out these blockages. Yes, yes, Reese. She said, amen, Brian. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, so true. Listen, you have to recognize, write this in your notes, the past as a teacher. And ask yourself, what did I learn? That's why the past keeps repeating, because number one, you keep romanticizing it, talking about it, deifying it. It has no choice. The universe, God's operating system, has no choice but to give you what you keep calling for. So you ask yourself, what have I learned? Write this in your notes. What am I calling for? What am I constantly and consistently calling for? Put that in your notes. So I want you to recognize the past as a teacher. And you ask yourself, what did I learn from this incident? Because when you're not learning from what you're experiencing, you're going to keep repeating it. You're going to keep romanticizing it. You're going to keep calling it in your life. You're going to call it in your life because it's what you are expecting. I'm going to have to close with this. Listen, beloved. A Course in Miracles says this, right? As you look out, you look in. As you look out, you're seeing within, right? And you look for what you expect based on what's going on in here. You expect it to go wrong. You expect it to not work. You don't know if God heard you. You don't know if God answered you. You don't know if you're worthy or not. It didn't work the last 3 times. This one did that to you, right? Thank you for liking the page. Everybody hit the like button. We need that. Thank you. We need that, right? When in here, as you look out, you look in. You see what you expect. Your perception, how you view it, the lens you're looking through. Well, they took advantage of me this time. Now you're in a new situation, a new scenario, and you're saying, well, when I was here, they took advantage of me. So now you're looking and expecting the same thing to happen again. Because the past, your ego mind that is there to take care of you and protect you. So, well, you remember when you went there before. You remember when you signed up for that before. You remember when you got that job before. You remember what happened. Now you start expecting it. You start looking for people who will resemble people from the past experience. Lord, help me to stop, to be aware. Yes, to be aware of my words. Yes, because out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Yes? So recognize the past as a teacher. So A Course in Miracles says, as you look out, you look in. You're looking for what you expect. And you start seeing somebody that could have the same energy as the person in your last place. And right away you say, oh my God, here I go again. There go that devil. Don't you know you put yourself right back in that same situation? Because when you don't grow, beloved, when you don't change, when you don't shift, when you don't grow, you keep creating the same narrative, the same circumstance over and over and over again. You move from this house to that house. You think it's okay, but then you still have the same trouble you had. You got evicted there, you get evicted here. You get evicted there, you get evicted there, right? Because we did not change, right? You went to this job, they mistreat you. You go to that job, they mistreat you. You didn't change. Your expectation didn't change. You got hooked up with this person. It went sour just like when you got hooked up with that person. Because, beloved, you are the master. You are the creator of your reality. I want you guys to join me, right? In the upcoming Reset Your Mindset for Success. It's all about how to create new frequencies for new realities. And we're going to be together for 8 weeks. And we're going to kick off about the first week in October. So again, I want you all to take advantage of this early bird tuition. I've made this affordable. I want everybody to come in and be a part. Do not allow yourself. Don't stay in the background. Don't continue to process in isolation. This was a clarion call. Spirit reached out and said, get a hold of the people. You must end this year strong, because in my community, as we've already laid out and looked ahead prophetically, right, all the way into 2030, you have to take advantage of what is left in this 8 year. This is an 8 year, a universal 8 year. And there are so many things in place to help you, to empower you. I want somebody making a commitment. Dr. E, I am going to shift. I'm going to transform. I'm going to make new moves. Last thing, in our community, we have a tool called the 1 in 7. And it's a tool I created to help you create new winning habits. I use it myself. I just went through a 1 in 7, and yesterday, well, really today, because June only had 30 days. Today is day number 90. And now I have a new winning habit that's a lifestyle, right? So y'all know my saying, 30 days, you could create a new habit, but you stay with it. And then 60 days, you have a new mindset about it. Stay with it. 90 days, you have a new lifestyle. So now that's a lifestyle. Now I'm moving to the next 1 in 7. I'm starting a new 1 in 7, because now that one it's a part of my lifestyle now. I don't have to try to make myself do it. It's a part of who I am. It's a part of my DSP. It's a part of what I want to create. And so in doing that, this is how you're going to shift and transform and be the miracle worker that you are. You're going to do it one step at a time. You're going to create one new winning habit at a time. Somebody say one new winning habit at a time, right? And so this is what we're going to do, beloved, so that we are creating these new winning habits. We're sowing seed this month. This is a brand new month, right? We're in the 9th month, but we're still in a universal 8 year. So we're staying with the numbers 8, and we want to add the number 9 to it. So we want you to sow seed if this word blessed you, right? If this word is doing anything for you, you want to worship with it. You want to grab it and worship with it. So $98, $89, $9.88. You get in where you can fit in, because everybody's at different faith levels. They're at different financial levels. Somebody say, Dr. E, that's not a challenge. then you sow $198. Do what's a challenge and a sacrifice that's going to bring you, watch this, bring you present with this word. And I want us really worshiping together. And if you're going to sow that, go ahead and sow that now. These are the different ways that you can sow, right? Take a screenshot of it. Let's worship together. Let's sow together. It's only going to help me continue to do what I need to do. Do you know that there are at least 12 different things that I have to invest in monthly just to make this work? So I know it looks like I'm just sitting here on my laptop and all I have to do is put my laptop on and talk. There's so many platforms and software and things that need to be put in place to be able to do this. Even the streaming that I'm doing right now, this costs, all right? But more than that, you get to help me do what I do. But more than that, beloved, you get to sow and you get to worship with this word, right? Name the seed. Name the seed. Releasing the past. Releasing the past so that you become conscious of what you're doing every single day. All right, lovelies. Share this on your timeline. Y'all please like, thumbs up this video. This helps the algorithm. So when you come out, please hit that like button so that the algorithm knows that this is important. And then I'll let my other subscribers and my other followers get to see this content as well. All right, lovelies. Listen, and I also want to make time to take your thoughts, your questions. Again, go to the website, look at the information that's there, and just enroll. I even put a 2-payment plan up there. So scroll down until you see that. If you need to break that up into 2 payments, or if you need to do something else, just inbox me, beloved. This is your time and your season to make things move. Happy September, beloved. Have a blessed, wonderful, and amazing rest of your day. Bye-bye.